Welcome to the ACCOcast. I'm Avina Lee, an illustrator for The Accolade.
And I'm Joanna Ju, also an illustrator for The Accolade.
Today, we're examining the impact of social media on nutrition choices, focusing on diets promoted by influencers like Santa Cruz Medicinals and Carnivore MD.
And joining us is Chloe Lee, a nutritional expert, to break down the facts and debunk common myths. To get started, may you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Chloe Lee. I'm a nutrition major studying at UCI.
Hi, Chloe. What is the general scientific consensus on healthy eating, and how is it determined?
Healthy eating is based on a balanced nutrition, so emphasizing whole foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains is all supported by scientific research and guidelines from other experts in nutrition.
How do social media influencers affect our views on diet and nutrition?
Social media influencers can shape our perceptions by promoting trends, often without the scientific backing. So a lot of the times that can actually lead to confusion or more misinformation about actual healthy eating.
What do you think about the diets promoted by Santa Cruz Medicinals and Carnivore MD? Do they match scientific evidence?
While some aspects of these diets may have benefits for certain individuals, they often lack broad scientific support and don't align with mainstream evidence-based dietary recommendations.
Do these diets have any benefits, or are they not supported by science?
These diets may offer short-term benefits for some, but they tend to lack long-term scientific validation, and most of the time may be overly restrictive for most people.
I see. How do these diets compare to well-known diets like the Mediterranean or DASH diets?
The Mediterranean and DASH diets are backed by extensive research and are more balanced, but diets like those promoted by Santa Cruz Medicinals and Carnivore MD can be restrictive and lack proven long-term benefits.
What are some common diet myths spread on social media?
Common myths include claims that certain foods or supplements can rapidly burn fat or that carbs should be completely avoided, which are often very oversimplified or misleading.
Okay, so how can people tell if diet advice from social media influencers is credible?
Check if the evidence is based on peer-reviewed research, consult multiple reliable sources, and be wary of influencers selling products or making exaggerated claims.
Are there any particular claims from influencers that are misleading or are not backed by science?
Influencers often promote detox diets, extreme weight loss methods, or the idea that specific foods can cure diseases, but those all lack scientific evidence.
What health risks come from following diets without scientific support?
Following unsupported diets can lead to nutritional deficiencies, unhealthy weight loss, and long-term health problems like weakened immune function or metabolic issues.
How can people balance their diet choices with the need for evidence-based advice?
Prioritize whole foods, consult reputable health professionals, and follow widely accepted guidelines such as those from the CDC or WHO.
Are there any specific nutritional concerns to keep in mind when trying alternative diets?
People should be cautious about missing out on key nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and minerals, especially if a diet is overly restrictive.
What advice would you give to someone thinking about trying a new diet?
Research the diet thoroughly, consider consulting a nutritionist, and ensure it supports long-term health rather than just quick fixes.
So, where can people find trustworthy science-based nutritional information?
Trustworthy sources includes government health websites, academic journals, and well-known organizations like the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics.
What's the most important thing people can do to prioritize their nutrition and health?
Focus on a balanced, varied diet, maintain regular physical activity, and just stay informed by credible health resources.
What is the carnivore diet, and why do some influencers promote it?
The carnivore diet is a way of eating that includes only animal products, so things like meat, eggs, and sometimes dairy. You'll often find influencers promoting it for its simplicity and claimed health benefits like weight loss and reduced inflammation.
Are there any proven health benefits to eating only animal products?
Some short-term studies and anecdotes suggest benefits like weight loss and reduced autoimmune symptoms, but long-term evidence is limited.
What are the risks of cutting out fruits, vegetables, and carbs completely?
Cutting out fruits, vegetables, and carbs can lead to nutrient deficiencies, digestive issues, and increased risk of heart disease over time.
And do doctors or scientists support the carnivore diet? Why or why not?
Most doctors and scientists don't widely support the carnivore diet because of the lack of long-term research and concerns about missing other essential nutrients.
How does the carnivore diet compare to other popular diets like the keto or Mediterranean diets?
Compared to the keto or Mediterranean diets, carnivore is much more restrictive. The Mediterranean diet is the most research-backed for overall health.
Why do some influencers say the carnivore diet cures things like acne or gut problems?
Influencers say it cures acne or gut issues because they experience personal improvements, but it could just possibly be from cutting out processed foods or allergens.
Is there real science between the health claims, or are they just personal stories?
There isn't strong science yet to back up many of those health claims, and because most are personal story and not clinical evidence.
Can following a diet from social media hurt your health in the long run?
Yes, following a diet from social media without medical advice can lead to health issues, especially if it's too restrictive.
Right. What should people ask or check before trying a strict diet like the carnivore diet?
People should ask a doctor or a dietitian and look for scientific evidence and check how balanced and sustainable the diet is actually before trying it.
Why do you think extreme diets get so popular online?
Extreme diets go viral online because they promise fast results, sound bold or rebellious, and a lot of the times the personal success stories are often very convincing.
Alright, that wraps up today's discussion on social media diet trends. Nutritional expert Chloe Lee helped us break down the science behind these popular diets and reminded us how important it is to think critically when it comes to what we see online, especially when it's about our health. From the rise of the carnivore diet to the power influencers have over what people choose to eat, it's clear that not all nutrition advice is created equal. Just because something goes viral doesn't mean it's backed by real science. As Chloe mentioned, it's always a good idea to check for credible sources, look for research-based evidence, and talk to a healthcare professional before jumping into any extreme diet, especially ones that cut out entire food groups. We also touched on how restrictive eating and constant trends can affect your mental and physical health, something that's often left out of the conversation. So, whether you're curious about the latest food fad or trying to improve your overall nutrition, balance and long-term thinking matter way more than any short-term hype. And something to keep in mind, nutrition isn't one size fits all. What works for one person might not work for another. That's why following blanket advice from influencers can be risky. It's okay to experiment with what makes you feel good, but it should be done with some understanding of your own body, and ideally, with some guidance from professionals like Chloe Lee, who actually study this stuff. We live in a time where anyone with a platform can position themselves as an expert. So, staying informed, asking questions, and taking your time before making big changes to your diet is key. Health isn't about extremes. It's about consistency, sustainability, and tuning in to what actually supports your well-being over time.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of ACOcast. Make sure you check out all our other episodes available on Spotify.